We've covered GameStop a little bit in the past. I think I have a soft spot for GameSpot. Maybe more so EB Games locally, but it's really the same thing as GameSpot because I grew up going to these stores. If I was going
Stop or GameSpot?
GameSpot.
GameSpot.
Yeah. What did I say?
GameSpot.
Spot. No, stop. Spot was a website.
It's a website.
Which I also used to frequent as a kid all the time to look at video game reviews. Very similar names, obviously. But no, I'm talking about GameStop, the store. And locally, a lot of them were EB Games, even though now there's GameStops here. It's all quite confusing, but they're very, very similar. This is the store you go into, and I mean, everybody knows, with the carpet on the floor and the games on the walls and the dude standing behind the counter that knows everything about video games that's ever happened. That's what these stores are. And of course, in the early days when you couldn't download games, you could also play demos there, pre-order, all these things. Anyhow, we've reported here, I guess, on the show in the past how they've been running into some issues, and presumably those issues are related to people downloading their content now, being able to get their games digitally and not have to walk into a physical store. Obviously, also the entire resale segment, the trade-in segment, shrinking in terms of scale from where it once was. They've tried a number of things. As you can see from the image Will's showcasing here, bringing in other memorabilia and merch and characters and figures and accessories. And there's even some gaming PC stuff I've seen pop up in the stores from companies like Razer. Just trying to figure out what the future looks like if you're GameStop and how to continue to compel people to come into your physical stores. So they have laid off some employees. They've tried to restructure. They've looked at the various options because obviously the store is less popular than it once was. That's how you end up having to make these decisions on restructuring. And the next big move is to change the look and layout of the store. That's the thing that's happening now. And this is going to roll out in the coming days, actually. And there's a video tour actually that leaked from a GameStop in Oklahoma. And I guess this guy published this a bit early, but according to insiders at IGN, this is an accurate look at what the redesign is going to be. And I mean, it's still a game store from what I can tell watching the video. It's still a video game store, but there's some changes that have been made. There's a retro gaming section. The carpet is gone. It's although I think they started doing that already in a lot of stores.
Oh, yeah?
Switching to a flooring like this. But you see there's a section there, like a couch-looking section for playing games. At the back of the store, there's some CRT TVs and retro gaming. They want to make a play on the retro gaming, try to get the community of retro gamers physically into the store. He also, in this tour video, he showcases a monitor on the wall for browsing stuff that's not physically in the store, but might be on the site that you might be able to order, including retro games. There's big monitors. Everything's a bit more gray now, a bit less red. So look, here's the thing. It's not going to be easy, obviously. Change never is easy. We experience this firsthand and on the daily. I have sympathy. It's a constant reinvention process, adapting to the times, evolving, and so forth to maintain, even just to keep what you've got, let alone to continue to grow. And much like the conversation previously in relationship to cameras and smartphones displacing cameras, the digital download has had a similar impact on the physical. Like, they're selling snacks, Will. You see the snack wall there?
Yeah.
Like, you go to buy snacks as well at the place. Did you laugh? You laughed at the snacks. That's rude, man.
I'm just thinking, like, you pick up Borderlands 3 and, like, a couple gummy worms. You know, it's just kind of
Is it
like
sad? Are you sad right now?
Does
it seem to you like a last-ditch effort?
Yeah, it really is. But, hey, you got to give them the effort. I mean, these are, like, what, maybe 50, 100 stores that they have to redesign, and it's a whole process. It's complicated.
They said they could close up to 200 underperforming stores. Their sales decline was around 15%. I mean, this doesn't go well for companies, man. It's really hard to turn this kind of stuff around.
Exactly.
When the market trends are pointing in one direction. But, this just got me thinking. You laughed at the snack wall, but I was just thinking to myself, what if they had like obscure Japanese and Korean snacks and stuff like that?
Yeah.
That you can't.
It might be
because gamers love
around their type of crowd.
I'm just saying. I don't know. Maybe that's too far off. But I see that wall of snacks, and I'm like, maybe because like originally when you would go into a place like this, the cool part would be being introduced to something that you didn't know existed, like bumping into something, being suggested something. That happens less now with the internet. Mm-hmm. Maybe in the snack department, don't take my advice on this. I'm just talking right now. I'm just making noise, but it's hard to figure out what other side business, and this is obviously what they're trying to do, what other side pieces and businesses that are close to gaming. Right. I know they talked about having potentially competitive gaming, right? Like little local competitive gaming leagues and things like this as an option. That may be what the snacks are for. If you're snack and play might be a thing, although then it gets kind of messy. Everyone's snacking around the thing. It's like an internet cafe at that point.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Which you don't see many of those here anymore. They're still popular in Asia to a certain extent, but look, it's tough. It's tough out there. I applaud the effort. You got to do something. I would say keep trying things, even though it's risky. It might not go well either way. It might not be enough to turn it around, but once again, I'll throw it to you guys in the comments. What would it take for you to walk back into a GameStop? What would you need to be there for? What would you be looking for? Would you buy the snacks? What if they were obscure and interesting and possibly foreign? I mean, I'm just putting that out there because I like those snacks because I go TNT. Yeah, and shout out to the new TNT competitor. What are they called down the street?
Ranch Fresh.
Ranch Fresh. Apparently, Will says they're crushing TNT. I mean, that's his words. That's not my words.
Yeah. They're doing great.
Anyway, so I'll check that one out too, but I'm into those type of snacks,